Hi everyone, Dr. Laurel Boyd here. I'm Athletes Edge Physical Therapy owner and physical therapist in Austin, Texas. Today I'm so excited to have Christian Soriano, owner of Forge Strength Austin, here for an interview. Christian, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Great to be here and excited to talk about the gym and give you a little bit more background on who I am and what I do.
Yeah, so go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I was born in Mexico and I was pretty much a skinny kid, right? So that's kind of how I got into fitness, right? I went to was doing judo, and then randomly one day, we're changing into our normal clothes, and then one of the kids mentioned like, "Oh my God, you're so skinny." So that was a spark. I know, right? Not a like super nice story, kind of like obviously I still remember it, right? And that really sparked the whole like, oh man, I guess I need to start lifting and doing. So that was kind of what opened up the door to fitness for me in a funny kind of like way, and inspired me to start lifting weights, and started in Mexico, and from there it was just like basically working out and lifting every day, and that was something kind of that took me from there to where I'm at, because I ended up going to school at UTEP in El Paso, UT El Paso.
Nice. Yeah.
So so started meeting people there, got a trainer. So that's kind of how everything kept going and going and going. And then studying industrial engineering and got a job.
Wow.
Internship in Austin, and so moved here in 2007, and that's when everything really started clicking. Found a really cool local gym here in Austin. It's Lifetime now, but it used to be Pure Austin.
Yeah.
And so met a lot of good people, coaches there, and really was part of a community, which I think is something that resonates and that I see in Austin a lot. Just like different communities, all over Austin. It could be yoga, it could be a running group.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I'll take you back. That's what I see now, right? But back when I was going to Pure Austin, it was maybe 2011,
okay,
2012. So there was obviously running groups and stuff like that. But I was part of a community, and that inspired me, and I met a lot of good people there, and inspired me to just explore Austin and have workouts. And I'm like, what can be different? I'm not a coach here, so I can't coach a class, and there's classes going on. Long story short, I decided to just go to, I started with like, let's go to Silker and work out at Silker, and then, just do burpees and,
You would train people at Silker?
Or just like have like a community workout.
Okay.
Free community workout, boot camp style.
Yeah. And,
from there it was just kind of like, shoot, there's a lot of trails and a lot of parks. So that was a 4-year journey of just free boot camp. They call that today I see this a lot. Community free community workouts, or community workout.
I've seen that.
I was doing that by my own for 4 years in different spots all over Austin, and I did that for 4 years.
Were you participating in that, or were you helping to lead that?
Yeah, it was kind of like a yoga type format where
okay.
your instructor kind of is doing the workout with you too. So that was kind of like the style there, right? I would do the workout with them. We would be in trails like Mount Bunnell, Hill of Light, Nature Place, all these kinds of cool places. So I did that for 4 years. Met a lot of good people. Grew a pretty good group of followers and people that would show up for the workouts, and that's what eventually led to one of the guys that would help me run the workouts. He decided to open up a gym. So he reached out to me, him and his brother, and said like, hey, do you want to be part of this? And I'm like, of course, because they were showing me all the different spots that were available for the gym, and it was like really in a cool area back in downtown. So that was my next step. So 4 years boot camp, and then co-owner and also co-head coach of a CrossFit type gym, but not really CrossFit. A lot of a lot of places call it functional
Kind of
gyms.
functional fitness, HIIT style maybe?
Yeah, functional HIIT, kind of like, but you would still, the main foundation or a big foundation was lifting, doing squats, bench press, all these different things.
Strength based.
Yeah, so did that for about another 4 years. So I guess like now I'm thinking back like, I guess like I do things in 4 years. And I'm in year 5 here. So anyways, yeah, left that and just wanted to open something on my own, have total control, have total vision, and just kind of like create a space that spoke more to me and who I am. And I just, in a nutshell, I wanted to create a space where that I wanted to work out in, that had good equipment, and it was just cool and different. So that's how this opened up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so, when did you stop working as, you said, an industrial engineer?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so in that period between this gym and the other gym, I was still doing a full-time job and working at Dell.
Okay.
And yeah, I was just kind of making it work. So I went full-blown, full-on in 2018. I think I had like 1 year. I'm going on 5 years in March. So
nice.
I think I ended up still working at Dell for a year while I was like opening this up and running some small classes. And yeah,
transitioning.
So yeah, going on 4 years just doing this full time, and that's kind of a thing that I guess I would recommend for any entrepreneur. Until things get real and you're like, bills need to be paid, and yeah, you have savings and things like that. But like, I feel that the business grew, and the business got growth because I was able to focus on the gym and on everything 100%. So
yeah, sometimes I resonate with that, because before I quit my full-time job, I was also kind of doing some side gigs, treating some people on the side of my full-time job. And at some point it kind of clicked with me as well, like, if I'm gonna grow this business and finally transition 100%, you gotta, you gotta pull the Band-Aid at some point. But and so you basically, it sounds like you created more or less like exactly how you would want a workout to be and have made that your vision. But yeah, tell me more about what your vision was with Forge when you were first thinking about opening it up.
Yeah, so I wanted to help people. That was one of one of my biggest mission statements is, to help people through fitness and inspire people through fitness. It's broad, but it's also, I think it's pretty powerful. So that was been one of my drivers, just to, really provide great training and a great program in a space that's going to inspire people to show up and work out. So that was kind of like my main mission. And the vision was to create a space that would resonate with people and that would inspire people to work out. So they're kind of intertwined, but the bottom line is that I wanted to help people and build a community. Those are kind of like tied together. And one thing that I've noticed and that I think is really cool about Austin, I guess I need to go to San Diego or San Francisco or Boulder to see if the same kind of thing or the same environment or community exists. But I've seen gyms here in town that each gym has a really strong community, and each of us are different coaches and have different approaches, but you see that theme all over Austin. Totally. That you have like all these mini communities in each gym, right? And then there's broader communities, right? But like, it's pretty cool to see that. I think that's
that's definitely something you said. Earlier on, when you were first doing the group workouts at Zilker, and seeing that kind of growth in Austin, just becoming more of an active community. And I feel like me being here since 2004, I've seen the same thing. It's become such an active town. You're driving by Town Lake, and just on a Saturday like today, I was just driving by. It's so active. But yeah, one thing I know when I've been here and I've seen your workouts and seeing your social media is you have such a strong community. Like, the people that work out here are like friends, and they love to like hang out and support each other like outside of just working out. So yeah, I'd say you successfully definitely built a strong community here at Forge.
Right, and you're a hustler too. So you do a great job with the clinic. So shout out, because the clinics are amazing, and I picked up a lot of good, really cool things on the hip strengthening, and I've stole some movements from you. So
cool. Thanks.
Definitely, you're a big part of that too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And so, what would you say makes Forge Strength different or unique, or what's kind of the vibe?
Yeah, no.
From a workout perspective, from a community perspective, whatever.
Great question. So when I first opened, I knew I was going to do some personal training, but I didn't know that personal training was going to grow so much. And I think one of the things that has inspired that and has made that happen is because if you could do a 360 of the gym, it's just one space. It's it's a private setting, so I feel that's a big differentiator from my gym to other gyms. Is that my classes, you're going to get 4 to 6 people per class, and if you're training one-on-one with me, the whole space is just for us. So I feel that that's really strengthened my relationships with my clients, and I think that's made me successful. There's a big debate between trainers is like, can you be friends with your clients? Can you not be friends with your clients?
Right.
Some trainers, and I'm just giving you my insight, right? Some trainers that say you can't be friends with your clients is because the perception or the idea is that you can't push them as hard, right? Because you have like a little soft spot for them, or they're kind of
the hook a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But I have seen my business grow, and I've grown just through the relationships that I have in my gym. So one key thing that I always like to highlight is that you're gonna have a basically private space. There's not gonna be like a gazillion classes going on, or 3 other trainers you're battling for like a machine.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big one, is the space, and that's a big one.
Yeah, you have a dedicated, space for each exercise that you're going to run your clients through. And yeah, I've seen that work out really well. And like you said, it can be frustrating when you're at like a more traditional, regular style big gym, and you're like, oh, okay, there's only 3, squat racks, and guess I'm not gonna use the squat rack today.
Yeah, no,
it doesn't look like these guys are finishing up.
No, yeah, I mean, we've all seen the whole when you're like at LA Fitness or whatever gym, and you're like curling in front of the mirror, checking your form, and then you get the guy in front of you that starts curling. That's just, I guess that's
walking your view.
Yeah.
And then so you spoke on entrepreneurship a little bit, but did you always envision yourself as becoming an entrepreneur in some form or fashion?
Yes, I think so, because I knew I wanted to create something, and I knew that even when I worked for Dell, I worked in logistics, and I wanted to have more control of the strategy, and more control of we should do this to make this better. So that grew more and more, and once I started doing the boot camp, I'm like, okay, this could be something, and I enjoy coaching, and I enjoy working out, and I enjoy coaching people. So I think that's when I realized that this is my 9 to 5 is not enough, and I want to have more freedom, and like I told you, more control of what I can do, when I can do it, and how I can do it. You know, so that was kind of when I realized that I definitely have that entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, it sounds like I don't know how passionate about industrial engineering you were,
right?
But, I mean, just in general, I feel like it's usually easier to be passionate about something like coaching people and leading them through success and transformation, and seeing their growth. I mean, that's something that I find rewarding in more of the physical therapy world.
Right, yeah. In your world and your job, right? You literally are helping people to move better and to live better lives, and just as basic as moving better, your body better. So that's pretty incredible.
Thanks. And like you said, it's so much different when you are, in pretty much full control of the environment. There's nothing like it. So Christian, who is your ideal client?
Right. Really good questions, by the way. So I feel like it's someone that is able to listen, that follows instructions well, and that has that something a little bit something that you can't coach. So the drive to like wanna push, get better, and I feel like those kind of are things that I've identified that are really important things that I consider when I'm meeting with clients or talking to someone that's interested in the gym or personal training. We have a little informal talk, and then I have some questions for them, so I kind of start getting an idea, are we going to be a good fit, right? So I think someone that listens, someone that wants to push themselves and is passionate about fitness. I feel like that's kind of, or just getting better. It doesn't, you can be I have a 76-year-old, I've had a 15-year-old, and I even had a baby here, but not because I'm training the baby. The baby was with the mom. So anyways,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
family friendly.
Yeah. So I think those are kind of the things that resonate in my head when you ask that question. Yeah.
And do most of your clients, is their goal to build strength or just fitness in general? Are most of your clients, do they already have like a background in some kind of strength training? Where do you see the most?
Yeah, I've been lucky that I've had the whole spectrum, right? Someone that's never lifted, people that have lifted, that have some experience. I think everyone wants to, get stronger. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I definitely have people, and if you Google my gym, you'll see that you'll kind of get a vibe of like the people in class. There's always someone with the barbells and close to a squat rack, or somebody lifting weights. So yeah, definitely getting stronger. And I feel like it would be very rare that you would get in any gym, in any setting. It doesn't even matter if it's Planet Fitness or On It or anywhere, or Collective or whatever, right? Everyone wants to lose weight, so now how specific and how I can help them, that's kind of the journey. And the cool thing about what I do is that I could customize something based on my client's goals. But yeah, I think I was mentioning that a lot of my female clients, they want to get stronger and they want to focus more on strength. So that's been really kind of cool to see, that especially with clients that I've trained for a while. It's been really cool to see. And then in 2023, a lot of my female clients just want to get stronger, lift heavier, increase their squat, increase their bench, and obviously I feel like all of us are going to have that whole, I want to have a good booty, so you always get that. But in a nutshell, get stronger, yes, lose weight. I feel like tone is another big one, right? Like cut, get toned, so those are kind of common ones.
Funny that you mentioned that. I feel like what female athletes tend to, or female active people, individuals are looking for these days is very different than 20, 30 years ago, where it was just trying to be rail thin. And so it's really been cool to see, as someone who's always been passionate about weight training and strength.
Because you were a soccer player, right?
Yeah, and soccer, just fitness and sports in general, is females really like coming into that and wanting to be strong and be able to do pull-ups and burpees and sprints.
It's so funny because that's one of the big ones this year too, with at least 4 clients that are like, I want to do a pull-up without any help, no resistance. So that's a good one. I forgot about that. So good job. Yeah.
Love it.
Pull-ups for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Christian, I want to thank you for coming on and giving us just a great summary and telling us what the vibe is here at Forge Strength. I've gotten to witness that a few times, when I've been here running clinics and everything like that, and you just have created such a strong community. And so I guess the last question I have would be, what's the vision, or what's the where do you expect Forge Strength to go from here?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, there's so many possibilities, and I'm really excited about 2023. I think that I'm like thinking of different ways to grow the business. I really like the whole like private space design for either small group classes or personal training. So maybe in the next 3 years would be replicate this in another zip code in Austin. another idea that I still need to do a lot of like, the math behind it, but another cool thing that I've been thinking about is just having a space for personal training. And having that separate from this space and having it, somewhere in Austin too. So that's kind of like the two ideas. But short term is just making this space better. I'm pretty close to buying some cool new equipment, and
nice.
I think that that's going to be something that's going to make me be even a better coach and give my clients, better results.
And even elevate the experience more.
Yeah. And by the way, I've been lucky to meet you, and you've been amazing. And the clinics that you've done have helped me a lot, learn from what to do, what not to do, and and my clients and my members. So
yeah, we
appreciate
gotta set up our next one. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate the words, and sure we'll get to doing some more in 2023.
Yeah, I know.
But all right, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for listening, guys.